एच और आई का गड़बड़ है.
Very near, very near.
Very near. Since time is limited, I will not go into formalities of saying and things and directly start with my subject. These are some comments on the education system, and I am just writing, please guess from about which country it is. That country is the only country in the world that discourages children because of what they cannot do, rather than encouraging them to do what they can. This is one comment. This country is missing a key element of what is wrong with the education system, an element that is immediately apparent to any foreigner who comes into contact with it, the harshness of the classroom culture. This is another comment. The third comment, this country has a culture you can sum up as you are worthless. You hear these words all the time. These are some comments. Which country this belong to?
Obviously India.
These comments are not about India. These comments I have collected from people who are writing about French education system. This is a very popular book. I have given the link there. These comments are also about German educationists. They have commented. I have picked up from them. These comments are also from American education system, not from India. None of these comments are from India. So education is a problem where everyone is concerned with and continuously thinking about what is happening. That is my topic about comparing tertiary education system in few select countries. I read Hindi books, and one book which I am very fond of is Rag Darbari of Shrilal Shukla. Many of you must have read it. श्रीलाल जी उसमें एक जगह एक डायलॉग लिखते हैं कि एजुकेशन एक ऐसी कुतिया है जिसको हर कोई आते जाते लात मारता है. ऐसा एजुकेशन के बारे में दुनिया भर में हर कोई बोलता रहता है. नाउ लेट अस लुक एट द एजुकेशन सिस्टम. Higher education system in France. There's a huge debate in France about education system. They have two kinds of higher education system. One is Grande École and another is university system. Grande École is a kind of elite education system. Most of the presidents, prime ministers and elites of the society, they go to Grande École, where they read humanities and science and basic economics and politics, and they become the leaders of the society, and all others, doctors, engineers, technocrats, economists, they all go to the normal universities and they study there. And this system is there, and this is what they are following. Next slide, please. So they have been talking greatly about current president of France is the only president in the last so many years who is not the product of this Grande École system. And he has been trying to change the education system. And as the slide says, that what he has done is he has delinked all the 83 universities from government control. He has made them free. That until unless I remove all the regulations governing all these universities, they won't be able to deliver the good product. Then he is talking about Operation Campus. He wants to set up 10 mega universities across France who will create MITs and Harvard in France. This is the kind of debate going on in France. Good. Previous president. The next slide is about Germany. In Germany, there have been a huge debate about education system. Their education system, higher education system, they have a kind of Berfischen Wilter, I cannot pronounce it, but what basically they are doing is after higher secondary education, they have vocational courses and 2 years of vocational courses, and they go to the work after that. But anyone who want to study beyond those 2 years, they go to the universities. This is the kind of education system they have. Now the big talk about German education system is in the next slide. No tuition fees for higher education in Germany. 10th May is the last date on which some university was charging fees, and they have declared that they will not charge any fees. Any foreign student or any Indian student going to Germany in any of these government universities in 16 states, they have 16 states, there is no tuition fees. And they have totally revolutionized. They said if you want to teach, we have been talking about knowledge is free. Germany has implemented this. You go to any university. My daughter recently went to Lisbon University for summer school. She didn't pay any fees. Only what we have to pay is for her staying charges. So I have seen it in action. So this is, if German can do it, why we cannot do it? We have been talking about it. Let us go to the next. Australian higher education system. They have been also reviewing, they follow UK system. Since the clock is ticking, I will leave that. The next slide, please. So we have been talking about public-private partnership in higher education system. Most of the countries, 95% education system is in government hand, higher education system. Most of the countries, the figures are available on Google. India is the only country where more than 60% education is in private sector. This is one unique thing. Next slide, please. Many countries are now experimenting with vocational degrees. I have given some examples that UK is talking about this as a foundation degree after 12th. Netherlands and Australia is talking about associate degree. France and Sweden is talking about advanced vocational degrees, because there is a lot of talk about employability of students coming out of the education system. The next slide, please. So what is the way ahead? What we can do? We have learned about various education systems, higher education systems in various countries. Reinvent the wheel. Okay, let us go back to Vedic Kal, and then whatever they were doing, let us do that. Or whatever, let us scrap all the systems and then recreate new system. This is all talk. This is not possible. A country of 125 crore people with a kind of education system already established, everyone can be just tinker about that education system, but it is there running, and we don't want to play with the lives of students, young people who are already there as part of the system. We are talking about American way. Is this the best way? European way, is this the best way? We can keep on debating about that. We have to find an Indian way. Next slide. You can skip this slide. So the remaining 5 minutes, I will be talking about what is the new paradigm available with us. We have been talking about limiting numbers of admissions, taking permissions from this authority, from that authority. I have been in aviation for 30 years. Last 5 years, I have become a full-time academic, joined NMIMS and then joined Vivekanand Mumbai University part. I am finding every year thousands of pages of signed document are submitted to Department of Technologies, universities, this authority, AICT. Every year, what is the size of the plot, who owns the plot, how many teachers, everything. Every year you have to sign and send. Kind of, you want to increase one seat. There is a case going on in Mumbai High Court where NMIMS gave admission to one extra student, and they are in the court because DT put a case that without permission, how did you give admission to one student? So what is the way ahead? I have given some thought. The first thought is, let us bomb the system. You cannot tinker the system. And what is bombing the system? If Prime Minister Narendra Modi has the courage to demolish Planning Commission, which was coming in the way of country's progress, if UGC and AICT coming in the way, bomb them. We don't need UGC, we don't need AICT. If they are coming in the way of educating our children, let us free the education. I am calling it right to teach. That is what our ancient civilization has been saying. If you have knowledge, you teach. He becomes a rishi, he becomes a guru. Parents are not fools. They will not send their children to anybody who is offering education. Even today, those people who are operating in the umbrella of AICT approval, we all know what kind of facilities they have, but they are getting away by saying that AICTE approved. An institution like ISB, it says we have no recognition from government, and people are paying 20 lakh rupees fees to that institution. Children know, parents know where the good education is coming from. So if we bomb this institution, UGC and ICT, what do we do? Narendra Modi ji has been talking about 100 smart cities. I am talking about, let us talk about this 125 crore people. Let us establish one central university for each 1 crore population across the country. Start immediately, start all of them now. One university costs 100 crore rupees per year. We are giving it to IIT. Let us not create Another Brahmanical society of IITs and IIM graduates, they are Brahmin of the education and rest all are Shudras of education. Create 125 universities with 100 crore. We will have 125 central universities coming up immediately. Every state, for every 1 crore population, start a state university. Immediately we will have 250 universities. What is the cost? Central government will spend 12,500 crore in setting up these 100 universities. Land is theirs, it is only construction cost. State government will have each university with a capacity of 50,000 new, totally green projects. If we are talking about 100 smart cities, let us have this 125 universities. And we can, I have just calculated sitting there, it doesn't cost much. And then these universities can create centers of excellence. Some of them will become Nalanda, some of them will become Takshila. Unleash the power of mind. Don't control the mind. There are people who will come out, gurus, maharshis, rishis, they will come out within the society. We have heard these examples in the earlier session. People coming from Germany and unleashing the power of mind and creating education system. Our people can do it. Just unleash the power of mind. With this, the time is 53 seconds, and I will finish before the time is over. Thank you.
Great.